Good afternoon, Coach. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Welcome to HSBN Media Days, Coach. Introduce yourself and the players you have here today.
I'm Jay Cohen, head coach, Pompano Beach High School, Golden Tornadoes. To my left, I have Ryan Ward, he's a senior. A freshman, Joseph Hendren. To my right, I have Evan Russo, another senior. And behind Evan is Troy Wizangian, and he's also a senior.
Awesome. So, Coach, start us off. Talk about your roster this year.
Our roster this year, we're very heavy on the senior side this year. We have 8 returning seniors. So we should be loaded and ready to go. No excuses this year on the things that we should accomplish.
Guys, as seniors, talk a little bit about what that means to you. You're being thrust into a leadership role. How are you handling it? Are you ready for the season?
I believe we have 8 of us seniors. We've been together for 4 years now. I believe that we're pretty ready for this season. We've all been looking forward to going to states for our senior season, so to make that goal come true.
Coach, this is season 4 at the helm for you?
Yes, sir.
So they said, obviously you got 8 guys that have been together for about 4 years, and they've all been with you. So how have you seen them grow over the past few years?
I've seen them from, young guys that really thought they knew everything to really knowing things. I think the only senior that's even here that was even on varsity at that time was Ryan. I mean, so he's technically been, 4 years because, with the JV, but they've grown, they've matured, they've all get along together very much so in terms of school, outside of school. I mean, I can't talk to one without 5 minutes later, the other one already knowing what's going on. So they've matured, they've grown, and hopefully it entails into a bigger season and more wins than what we had last year.
Ryan, he said you're a 4-year player that he's had in the varsity all 4 years. Talk a little bit about how that is.
Well, since my freshman year, we've kind of always had a decent team, but the freshman year got cut short. So then I lost. We were very senior heavy that year. So then that's when I went on to all of them and all of our fellow 8 seniors, and that's when we kind of went to those seniors we have now. And I feel through those last 3 years, it's been a lot of the same starters. So we just have a nice growing connection through those years. So I think this year it all go to really good together.
I think last year you finished right around the 500 mark, not exactly at 500. So I know the goal is to improve on that record, but how attainable is that goal this season, especially with the senior laden team?
I think our pitching is a little bit stronger than it's been with the advent of my freshmen coming in. We should be able to get to where we need to go. I mean, our pitching is there, our infield is there. I mean, we hit a lot, so I can't see our hitting not being there as well. We finished 11-11. We had a misfortune of, a lot of people don't know, is not an excuse, but our bus broke down on our way to our district playoff game, and we weren't able to warm up or anything. They just put us right on the field and said go. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year. And there's no reason why this team doesn't go further than last year's and produce more wins than last year's. Because a lot of our schedule is basically the same teams. Because I think what they like to do is just to flip it to where one time they're home, one time they're away. So now if we played them at home last year, now we're playing them away. So it's basically we're playing the same teams. It's just, correct me if I'm wrong, or my memory is we lost 4 to 5 games last year in the bottom of the 7th inning. So if we correct those mistakes of letting the team get back into it in the bottom of the 7th, those should be 4 or 5 wins on our side and not against us.
Talk a little bit just about what Coach just said. Obviously there were some close games last year. Do you guys feel, and are you excited to have the opportunity to face some of those same teams and maybe get it back against them?
Oh yeah, I think that definitely we should have won those games, and there was stuff that we have to improve on that we definitely did improve on, and I think that we should win those games this year because we definitely have a lot better team than last year. We only had 2 seniors or 3 seniors last year, so everyone pretty much has grown and since all that stuff.
And freshman, correct? So, I mean, it's not often we get a freshman on a media day. It's kind of a special honor. It's nice.
What I like to do is I like to bring, bring 3 seniors, and then bring a freshman who's the future of my program, and let him talk, let him say what he's been seeing. But I've done that every year that we've been with HSBN. I believe like 8-9 years now. So I like to have a freshman always. I think you did it as a freshman as well. Is just to let them experience, to let the team know what they can expect next year when it's their turn.
So talk a little bit about your experience here as a freshman and what it's like to kind of get that honor from coach.
Coming in as a freshman is pretty cool to come in with these guys, a lot of guys I don't know, and get to meet them and just blend in with them and fit in. It's really cool, a lot different than I was expecting, but it's nice to come in. Really welcome.
You're a pitcher, correct?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit as a freshman pitcher on the varsity. What's that like for you? It's got to be a little bit of pressure, but it's also got to be exciting.
It is more exciting than it is nervous or pressure for me. I've always been pretty decent under pressure, but this is a very different stage for me, so I just have to see when I get out there.
Coach, you already talked about the schedule, but are there any new additions to it, or is it mostly just the same like you said?
Well, new additions. I think we have St. Thomas this year. I don't think we've played him since I've been there. We don't have Cardinal Gibbons this year for the first time in about 16, 17 years. But other than that, everything is basically the same teams that we've played over the last couple of years.
And the district changed this year, correct?
Correct.
So what does that present for you guys? I mean, how does that change your season?
Well, I think our district is a little bit heavy in terms of, I think we're at like 7 teams in our district,
Yeah.
whereas a lot of districts don't have that many teams. I mean, when you have Heritage Del Rey, Cardinal Gibbons, Jensen Beach, who I believe came in runner-up last year in states. I mean, so getting out of the district is going to be a tough order, but I mean, we should be able to accomplish it. Hopefully we can accomplish it.
Coach, what are some of your for the team? You have the younger guys, the camaraderie of the chemistry of the team. How's that going so far in practices and everything?
Practice. I mean, they're always together. I mean, we do a lot of stuff that people don't know that we do outside of just baseball. Like Tuesday is our school has a district basketball game for the first time in like 20 years. So again, the whole team will be there to root on our basketball team. Come Christmas time, our kids go ahead, they march in the Pompano Beach Parade. Christmas time, they go ahead and they give out gifts to unfortunate. I mean, these are things that these kids don't get credit for because people don't see it unless I go ahead and go out and say it. But these kids, like I said before, they're always together. And again, I call one, call them all. I mean, they're just a tight-knit group.
What are your goals for the season?
It's always to win one more game than the last year. Always one more game than last year. And if one more game than last year, that means, hey, you're into district finals. Win one more, you're in a district, then you're winning your district, and you're moving on.
And for the back here, what do you have? Do you have a personal goal and a goal for your team?
I think we pretty much what he's saying, last year had some games that should have gone our way, just didn't, a few mistakes, but if we fix those up, we're looking at a better team than we did last year and see where that takes us.
Maybe over here.
Just to do better than we did last year.
Coach, sum it up for us. For Pompano for this upcoming year.
Just get ready. We're ready to go. We have the Big 8 thing coming up in a couple of weeks. Trying to start off hot and finish hotter.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And you always do come out. We appreciate all your participation, Coach, and the best of luck this season.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on the field.
Thank you.
Thank you.